Good evening and welcome to the Ham Radio Clubhouse.
What is going on?
I love that. I love that intro tune, man. I was sitting here doing my whole Van Halen tapping on the guitar like I actually know what I'm doing. Pretending you have the best air guitar ever.
Right.
But man, that gives me
just a
goosebumps.
shame nobody can hear it.
I know, right? It happened. Don't mess with me like that. Oh, goodness. Man, Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. No better place to be than right here.
8 o'clock.
Well, 7 o'clock right. Where Jesus lives. I'm sorry.
Click your heels 3 times. There's no place like home.
There's no place like Central Time.
East Coast.
I guess I'm outnumbered. I'm outnumbered
this time.
But yeah, because I'm not the only one that's on not in the.
Well, look at this guy over there. He's sharp. He is the sharp dressed man tonight.
He's making us look bad.
He is.
He's making us look bad.
He actually busted out the dress shirt.
Yeah.
Feel free to unbutton that top button if you need
to.
It
already is.
That way you don't choke yourself out. But for those of you who are who are admiring, thank you, Chris KC4NW. Made, and I'm here. These are handmade POTA bow ties, and I think the next time, I'm not going to wear this out in the summertime, but the next time I do an activation and the weather permits, maybe I should sport my bow tie for 3DB.
I think Chris and I are actually going to go out and do a POTA in the bow ties.
You better film it.
Yeah.
We might take pictures.
Hey guys,
I don't know about filming.
Let's make a pledge right now. When the day comes,
we're gonna pinky swear.
What pinky swear? When the Clubhouse boys are all together in one room, we wear our bow ties.
There you go.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. With
drinks, cigars, and squirrels, and anything else that cross our paths.
Brian's got a point here. Thanks for not pulling a Chris Farley and actually wearing a shirt. That was an excellent SNL sketch. If you haven't seen that,
I was just saying. And then follow it up with N1JUR, just the bow tie.
You don't want that. That'd be like me wearing a sweater with a bow tie. You don't want to see.
Listen,
that.
Eric,
nobody wants to see that.
The POTA underwear is next, but you don't need to see us wearing the underwear.
I've been shirtless on stream before. I don't ever want to do that again. So it burned everyone's eyes out, and that was 3 years ago. So I've learned my lesson: don't drink and stream. Well, don't drink and stream in Mexico. How about that?
In Mexico, the only place where it's allowed.
Yeah.
Ed, save that for the other room.
POTA thongs? No.
No. We're not wearing no dental floss. No. I may have a nice ass. Let me tell you something. I may have a nice ass, but guess what? We'll just leave it at that. You know?
I'm glad we made it the first 30 minutes before Izzo deciding to recognize his posterior. So
30 minutes?
Not the only nice thing on me, I think.
Right. I missed you guys. Sorry I was late last week. And I almost didn't make it this week, but I'm trying. We are ever so close to getting that illustrious commercial lighter than air rating. So
there you go.
I may be absent a couple of times between now and July, so y'all please forgive me.
I was gonna say, do you have the private?
We're almost there. No, because I already have a private fixed wing. I can skip straight to the commercial LTA, but I'll be private fixed wing, but commercial LTA. So I can get paid for all the LTA work, but not the fixed wing stuff. But I enjoy LTA stuff better than fixed wing anyway. Really? I only keep the fixed. Absolutely, dude.
What is LTA? What's
lighter than air?
Lighter than air.
Okay. So for the FAA classifies anything that is you have either gas or an airborne heater that lifts you off the ground instead of like producing lift to consider lighter than air.
So you could fly for Goodyear.
Yes.
Technically.
Well, I would have to get an airship. I would have to get an airship certification because there's a category that's airship.
When you do a Dutch oven, is that an LTA?
No. That's just rude, is what that is.
That's how rude it is.
Yeah, unless you're making like the apple pie Dutch oven, that's a different story. But If you're talking about the Dutch oven that I think you're talking about, then no, that's just terrible.
Which is LED sometimes.
So Ed has a question. Says ultralights. Ed, ultralights are you don't have to have a license for those.
And actually, there's a young lady here in the Charleston area that flew her ultralight to Oshkosh last year and Sun and Fun this year.
That's cool.
Nice.
From Charleston.
I flew a Quicksilver MX.
That's what
which is a high wing, and it has nothing around you but aluminum tubing, and I got a whopping 15 to 25 miles per hour across the ground. So if she took that from South Carolina to Oshkosh, whoo, that's a lot of flying.
86 stops, I think she said.
Oh my God. No, thank you.
Yeah. Her dad was chasing her in the truck the whole way.
That's cool.
And
that's really cool.
She always had the, pilot and command override of, nope, I'm done. Let's tap out. Let's go home.
Yeah.
But now at 14, she pushed the whole way there.
Oh, 14.
See,
I didn't realize she was that
15,
young.
At 15, she flew into Sun and Fun.
Wow,
that's the things you do for your kids. This is why you do. This is what you do for your kids. That's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. If my kids are listening, don't get any ideas.
Get any ideas.
Just watch it on YouTube. Just watch it on YouTube. Watch it on YouTube.
Wild Hogs and Hams, all right. A go-kart with wings.
Yeah. That's about what it sounds. It sounds like a pissed off weed eater whenever when one flies over.
I think hers is a Kawasaki motor.
Probably.
On the carburetor, it says not for aircraft use. And I'm like, oh, that's funny.
I mean, technically,
stickers
if you fly
don't
low
mean
enough,
nothing.
it's
that sticker doesn't mean nothing. That's a Black and Decker. That was like a Black and Decker, right, Shane?
Right.
I was gonna say, wait.
It's a Hoover.
Stickers mean something.
That's true.
That's different.
That's true.
That stickers are right, but anytime there's a caution sticker, what caution sticker? Rip the sticker off. I didn't see it.
Well, like the one that's on your hair dryer that says "Don't use it in the shower." I mean,
isn't that pretty obvious?
I mean, you could disregard it if you like. So,
dude, back in the 70s, back in the 70s and the 80s when I had my long hair, come on, we never used a hair dryer to blow dryer. No, come on, that's we were smart.
No,
enough.
I used the Aquanet.
Well, that's when you use it afterwards, while it's still wet. A quick thing of gel,
the Aquanet.
And then a quick spray of the Aquanet, and then you were out.
Great for 3D printing as well.
Yes, it does. Does it really? Are you serious? Get out of here!
Absolutely.
He sprays the bed with it so that it doesn't stick to the deck.
Mm-hmm.
So it's repurposed now.
Oh yeah,
God.
Exactly.
And you buy it at the dollar store. So.
It's not your grandmother's hairspray. I mean, it is, but no.
Hey! I'm not I could be a grandparent.
That's great.
But man, it's been a fun week. I'll get started. I'll be the first to go tonight. Yeah. But it's been a fun week. I'm head down in rebuilding from scratch. I actually had to order some wicker, so I'm going to. Everyone jokes about this underwater basket weaving classes that they get in college. I should have taken that because I actually have to weave. I have to weave some wicker for a spot that I need to fix in the basket. So.
And let me guess, it's got to be wet when you do it.
It does.
Get out of here, really?
Because otherwise it's not bendable. Because once it dries into place, it's not pliable anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you had to just heat it up. I thought seriously. I thought you just had to heat it up and then mold it and go in and out like a.
No, I'm using a if you've ever done
paper.
I
used to make paw holders.
I can't think. It's the
paper mache
paw holders.
No, like wallpaper. So I'm using one of those trays that you would put wallpaper in to soak it to get the glue activated. So I'm using one of those to soak the wicker in, and then once it becomes completely saturated, you can bend it into the shape that you want it in, and then after it dries out, it's back into the like a firm shape.
Okay. Folks, next week's show we're gonna
underwater
feature
basket
Shane.
weaving.
Yes, that
very well could be because I've got to get this done.
And then the week after that, it'll be macrame. We're bringing back macrame. All those knots. See?
But that's the other thing that I've learned while pursuing this is learning how to tie knots. Because we use tons of ropes for securing everything to the ground and everything. So that's been another thing. I've had to go back to my Boy Scout days where I learned how to tie a square knot, a slip knot, all that kind of good stuff. So that's been cool. I got to fly this week, Saturday morning, and let me see if I can share. Let's see. I should have did this sooner, but let me share that. And that. I'm from Facebook, so y'all have to pardon me, but look at the sky, man. What a beautiful morning.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
We got there about 20 minutes before sunrise. And then by the time we got everything set up and ready to go, it was right at sunrise. And man, what an absolutely fantastic morning. My instructor looks mortified.
He's waiting for you to drop the camera.
I don't know.
Right. He's like, why are you taking pictures?
Right. Why are you taking pictures? I need more coffee, or why this guy?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, he has we neither one of us have been able to fly for quite some time because we've been getting these monsoon rains. So that's been rather interesting. And I heard someone say, whoa, because you probably see the power lines down there.
I was just going to say,
looking at the cooling tower, actually.
Yeah, in the distance? Yeah. So Granbury has a nuclear reactor. Okay. We have a nuclear power plant down there. But it was fun. They were actually working on that house down there. And I said hi to the construction workers as we were flying over. They were kind of like, okay. That's interesting. Like, something you don't see every day.
I was gonna say it's Texas. Be careful; they might pull out the shotguns.
And then this particular photo there's a little bit of a story behind it because the field in the background. I was practicing landings in, and the wind shifted and turned towards the houses, and we were pretty much done for the day. And 3 of the neighbors down there, that entire line that backed up to that pasture, they were all out there taking pictures. And this particular guy, I was like, hey, can I land in your yard? And the guy looked at me and he goes, like, you want to come over the fence and land? Yeah. I just want to hop over into your yard. And he was like, yeah, that's the coolest shit I've seen in months. So yeah, absolutely. So I popped up about 5 or 6 feet off the ground and just drifted over and landed in his yard. And so the wife, the kids, and everybody came out. Everybody came out, took pictures in the balloon. But all the neighbors up and down there were out at their fences, and they were telling us, well, next time, you can land over here. And then the neighbor over here said, well, my yard's bigger. So if y'all need to land both your balloons over here, you can land in my yard. I was like, when do we turn into a pissing contest for where the balloon's going to land and where it's not? So.
Nice.
I can't wait to find you on either Facebook Reels or Instagram Shorts or YouTube Shorts. The neighbors saying, look what just landed. That'd be great. That would be great.
I'm sure it is somewhere because everybody was taking pictures and everybody was really, really cool. But they were like, yeah, anytime y'all want to come fly over here, y'all come fly with us. And I was like, hey, that's the kind of people I like. And if you stay long enough, we're going to pop a bottle of champagne. So we'll have mimosas to start the morning off. But the guy told us, so the wife came over and the 2 daughters were getting ready for soccer practice. and she was like, hey, we've got to run, but he's going to stay here and help. And the guy came over to us afterwards. He goes, man, I'm so glad y'all showed up because I don't have to go to that damn soccer practice again on Saturday morning. I was like, you're welcome, sir. You're welcome. All right, man. That's all I got. Over to you, Steve.
Yep. So this weekend I actually started filming the install of the 857 in the truck with the ATOS. So nice. I will have that ready to go for not this weekend, but the following when I go to DC, because I'm actually towing the bike up this year. So I'll go hit a park because I'm going to get there early on Friday and get at least Virginia in the log. I'm hoping to get Maryland as well for an activated state. But then I've got to be back at the hotel by 3 because I've got to take one of the moms over to the Blessing of the Bikes at 5. But I will have videos from Rolling to Remember. They'll probably be just short lives, walking around the parking lot, copyright strikes all over because they'll be playing music. Go figure.
Well, they're no longer strikes, so they just take away if you happen to be monetized, you just lose the monetization. So if you don't have it, if you're not monetized, shoot, blast away.
Yep. And unfortunately, I'm not going to make Hamvention this weekend. I wanted to,
this weekend?
But that's this weekend.
Oh my gosh!
I know.
Man, how time flies.
So yeah, but I am still working on some other videos. I will get videos up here very, very soon. But things get in the way.
I haven't promised any videos because I don't want to provide a failure.
Yeah, unfortunately, we got some massive downpours here. So
welcome to my world.
Yeah, I was unable to get out and do a couple of things, but everything else has been going good.
Well, we have to recognize this individual because when he's not always live, but Andy Cowley, thanks for the 17-month of supporting the show, man. We really appreciate you.
Cheers.
But good to see you live in the chat tonight. Anyway, sorry to interrupt. That's almost YouTube royalty. He's in everybody's stream.
Oh, yeah. And he's always first.
Always first. Unless I comment the minute I upload the link to the stream.
Yeah, but it doesn't stay up there unless you stay on it.
Mm.
I've noticed that.
That makes sense.
It does go away.
I'm looking forward to those videos. They're always good stuff.
Yep.
N1JUR Amateur Radio for 4 months. All the boys land in Shane's yard.
Thank you, Eric.
I was landing in somebody else's yard. No one lands in my yard. Come on now.
Yeah, he lives in an apartment.
I live in an apartment.
Get off my lawn. I want to hear some guys say that. Get off my lawn with that balloon.
If they land in Shane's yard, they got problems.
Yeah, exactly. So without Chris, I don't want to upset you or offend you, but this thing is a bit tight on me because I have this really thick neck because I'm fat. So, but thank you.
Girth.
I'm going to wear this to an activation at some point. But Chris, thank you so much for the for this.
Yeah.
Over to you, Izzo. How are you, man?
I'm doing good, man. I had a day off. Very, very interesting day. So, like many ham radio operators, we had an incredible weekend of storms. The sun was just letting us know, hold my beer. I am the ruler. Don't mess with me. And if you do, and for all you curmudgeon hams, I'm going to throw a little CME over here. I'm going to give you a CME over here. Everyone's going to get a CME, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was just an incredible weekend. I know Saturday, I was walking around the house bored. I don't do FT8. And the grass didn't need to be cut. I probably should have done a couple things, but I said no. And I just ended up binging and smoking cigars all
Nothing wrong with that.
I figured, right, there's nothing wrong with that, right? And I said, you got the day off, relax. Can you just relax? And I really couldn't. So I'm like, let's just get this weekend over with and let's just let this G5, G7 stuff, get it out of here. Beautiful pictures. Everybody had Aurora. I had Aurora down here on the Connecticut shoreline.
Oh, we had it down here in Charleston.
Yeah, you guys had it down there in Charleston. It was like literally in my backyard. I'm like, oh my god, you know what I mean? And I'm like, holy cripes! Beautiful pictures through social media. Thank you for everybody, from the professionals to the amateurs. We'll leave it at that. From the Kodak,
and the professional amateurs.
Yeah.
Yes, from using the Kodak Instachrome 110, if anybody remembers that, or the 126, to the professional camera. Oh, Eric, thank you, brother.
Fantastic.
Eric,
thanks for the $9.99 super chat.
So
friend.
today
because
I was
Izzo
excited.
Can definitely rock a bow tie.
I don't know. My son can. And separate topic, squirrel. So I go out today, and the bands, listen, the propagation reports were showing, but I said, you know something? We've seen before, and you can easily do 30 to 100, right?
Mm-hmm.
I struggled to make 6 contacts today.
Oh.
Struggled.
Yeah. The sun's mad right now.
It is. I was all excited. Beautiful weather. Check mark.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at one of my favorite POTA parks. Check mark. And it's not busy. Double check mark. I'm using the new Polo software, logging software. Check, check, check. That is an amazing, amazing logging software. I was very happy with it.
Yeah, I like that.
Very happy with it. If you guys are not using it and you don't mind a little change, there you go. Maybe
Jody, thanks for the 1234 super chat, man. Peace offering to appease the sun gods.
Right.
Yes.
So that means for the rest of the show, we're all going to be good now. I'm using my new POTA Flex 6 cable.
Say no.
I'm using my new POTA.
You got. I was about to say you got the new Messi and Poloni POTA Flex stuff. Is that? Did you get the one that's like on the reel or the whole thing, or is it just?
Well, you got to put it on the reel. You got to put it on the reel. I bought 2 50-foot lengths because sometimes I don't need the second. I'm all excited. It's like, you remember back in the days for Christmas when you got the Christmas gift, but you had to use it outside the house and you couldn't wait to go outside.
Put an eye out with that.
Exactly. Whether it was that 22, whether it was the Fisher Price Jeep, it didn't make a difference.
Red Rider.
The Red Rider.
The Red Rider. Roller blades, roller skates. It didn't make a difference. The new bicycle, you just wanted to take that thing off from the bottom of the tree, go outside and have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I struggled. My first, what the POTA people would say is a failure activation. Still logged it up, still uploaded it, but that was like my first since I think I've been doing POTA now for 6 years, maybe 7 years.
Wow.
But I don't consider
normally you're like 100 contacts every time you go out.
I'm anywhere from 25 to 120. I've learned that.
Mm-hmm.
I would always like to be 100, but we shouldn't be playing the numbers game. It's like trying to lose weight. Stop playing the numbers game, okay? The only time you should be playing numbers is when it comes to your local lottery and your scratch or whatever. That's the only time you should be playing numbers.
Or bingo.
Mm-hmm.
Or bingo, or if you have low blood pressure, you need to get it up. Those are the important numbers.
Or high blood pressure, you need to get it down.
You need to get it down. Okay.
Or high cholesterol, you need to get it down. That's the numbers you play.
Right. Yeah. Hey, folks, next week after we're done with basket weaving, we're going to be doing your health care and looking at numbers.
Yeah, no, let's not.
As we smoke a cigar and drink.
Yeah.
Health advice by Izzo.
Health advice. But it was still fun. I tried checking into a net. I tried checking into East cars and at least worked the net control operator. Couldn't even.
Wow.
They were up in the. Never.
Did
heard
you try every band in the world, or were you just like sticking on 40
every
and 20?
Band world. I almost went to 6 meters for crying out loud.
Oh,
you should have gone to 6.
I should have went to 6.
You would have
probably
got
100 there.
Could somebody possibly be on 6 meters sideband or FM possibly
on your Aurora scatter?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. But I will tell you though, and once again, I go back to that Polo software. So nice. So nice. So nice. Very no disrespect to hammers, but the Polo is really nice. So
good.
No. And tomorrow it's going to rain. I'm going to be like Charlie Brown. I'm going to be like Charlie Brown sitting on the pitcher's mound with the pouring rain. Glove and ball and wants to play baseball. It's going to rain tomorrow.
I was going to say, are you off tomorrow or?
And I'm off tomorrow.
Oh,
but I don't care. Steve, you know what I think I'm going to start doing? Remember I told you I got that POTA park 5 minutes from where I work?
Yep.
I think what I'm going to start doing now is just because now the weather is getting nice, keep the gear or in the morning, throw the gear in the truck, get out at my time, 4 o'clock, 4:30, go out for, even if it's for an hour, 90 minutes, and just go play.
I was going to say, with the ATOS on the truck, I might work you mobile now.
Hey, let me tell you something. I was trying to chase Junie today, and when DUC, I wanted to give her that big quack quack.
Yep.
Nothing. I couldn't hear her. 40 meters. I think 5 of my contacts were on 40 meters, and I even struggled to work the local guys. So, and when I say local, 300 miles or so.
Hey, sometimes that's the way it goes. Jesse, who says he's late, and you should not be
That's
late
okay.
to the
No,
clubhouse.
that's okay. We'll give him a hall pass.
We were all gifted both POTA bow ties from Chris, KC4NW. So we were hanging out, and we said, you know what, we should probably sport our bow ties tonight. Mine's here. Mine's a little tight because I'm fat and have a big neck. So it will fit eventually, I promise.
I just want to say this, and I've said it before, and I don't mean a demise. Like, I don't want the sun to stop doing what it's doing because it's going to get cold here on Earth. But I kind of liked it when we were at the end of cycle 24. I didn't really
we'll eventually get there with cycle 25. We'll get to the end.
Yeah,
of it.
and about 6-7 more years. It's coming, right?
Couple years.
Everything is a sine wave. Everything is a sine wave, roller coaster, whatever, a good old egg noodle, whatever you want to call it. But it's very interesting. I looked at my contacts at all my logs going back to the beginning and where they were. And I personally had more success. I don't know. Was it just how I was the amount of activating I was doing? Life changes, curveball. Things happen in everyone's life. No one's life is going to stay the same.
Steve's still trying to work Junie on the radio.
I know, that's son of a bitch. But it's just very interesting, though, Shane and Mike. It's just very interesting. Mm-hmm. I just felt, I don't know, 40 was just a little bit more predictable. Actually, predictable is not the word. It was a different type of propagation.
Sure.
And
it just goes to show you how in this hobby, how things change. You go from nothing at all. I mean, you literally, and I've got a video where I was sitting at a POTA park playing radio before the radio got pulled off the table. And all of a sudden, all of my contacts, you hear them, they just go from talk to nothing because the sun decided to burp a solar flare.
Yeah.
And thankfully, it had already gotten at least 10. And I was like, well, okay, so this should be done in like a half hour. So I'm going to move to another park while the sun gets its act together.
Mike, are you noticing something similar or?
Yeah, it's, I haven't, confession first. I haven't been out to play radio much the last couple days and stuff. I've just been tied up.
Get him off the stream.
Yeah. It's that time of year where both my kids are in sports at the same time. So it's nuts.
It's rough.
And I'm trying to finish up and get like all my work done so that I can leave Thursday for Hamvention. But I always look at it like, I always say when you operate portable, but this is true without portable too. Like there's always an opportunity to learn, try different things. And, that's kind of what makes it fun. And you're talking about the solar cycle. I'd equate it, to it's coming up tropo season, at least for me, being on one of the Great Lakes and everything. And like the first time I experienced that, having with just an HT to have like an 80-mile QSO, from the shore of Lake Ontario, it was like, what's happening? And you kind of realize, oh my gosh,
the sun giveth and the sun taketh away.
For my test. This is happening. This really works, and and then hours later, nothing. It's like poof, it goes away. It comes and it goes and stuff. So you try and take advantage of some of these opportunities, and I heard we got a big VHF group out in Western New York and then Southern Ontario, Canada. And from what I've seen, a lot of the guys, they had a blast on 2 meters and 6 meters because of the Aurora and everything else. And so, the HF bands might have been then VHF and above. There are a lot of opportunities out there to get some, unique contacts, grid squares and stuff like that. So, there's pros and cons, just kind of roll with the punches. I mean, I do primarily portable ops and stuff. So whether it's, the weather, the solar cycle, what I have to work with when I'm at a particular park and stuff, I look at it as an opportunity to learn, try different things and have fun, keep it interesting.
I'm wondering, you're sparking some memories, because when I first got involved, I really wasn't into HF. It was only 10 meters. I was a Tech Plus. I didn't get my general until like 1999 or something, whatever. So my first 5+ years was just all on VHF, UHF. And maybe I should go back to those roots, especially when we have a weekend like we did, or the day like the day.
Yeah. Yep.
And maybe, I got a beautiful Cushcraft beam, 6-meter beam, just sitting up in the rafters. Maybe that's got to come out. Maybe I got to just take it out of the rafters, throw it in the middle of the garage, and after walking over it a few times, playing hopscotch, set it up outside, and just be done with it, or throw it in the back of the truck and go.
I was gonna say, when you put in the tower up.
Yeah.
Well, I think you have you've got that the fiber, you have is it fiberglass pole that you could put that beam on?
It's light enough, sure.
Yeah,
I run those. Yeah,
you get that thing up in the air and do a little do a little directional. That'd be cool.
I just haven't. The FT8 bug is just not biting me. It's just, I don't know if I'm. Have I crossed the bridge?
No,
old man.
No.
Thank you, because I don't want to. I'm young. I'm a young guy.
Well, I was watching. I still think
I'm 30. I still think I'm 30 years old.
Yeah, I was watching this weekend, and
I pretend like I'm 30 years old.
There was nothing on FT8 on 20 and 40.
I mean, when the bands are gone, the bands are gone.
Oh yeah, they were.
No matter what mode you're working on, when the sun says nope, that's it. Right. That's it.
Oh, my bear. Yeah.
And one place I was gonna say with the FT8 that I've seen a lot is I like to mix the VHF contests with POTA and SOTA. So usually when they do the contests, January, June, and September, I'll go out to a park or a summit, I'll set up portable, and just have fun. And I realized, like, after the first time I did it, like, a lot of that VHF is and UHF is digital as FT8, and which is surprising. I don't mind it. Like, I like trying around, different things. I'll do FT8, or I'll do AM, I'll do FM, SSB, whatever. It keeps it interesting.
How many AM contacts do you have? Do you know?
Not that many.
Not as many as you should have.
What's tough about AM is that I've realized is I like going out doing 40 meters in the evening and stuff, but then you need you need twice the bandwidth. So to find that opening is tough without, splattering into somebody else's SSB net or POTA activation and everything else. So I might spend most of the time just trying to find a place where I can, sit on frequency
6K of bandwidth.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, so Mike, let me ask you, let's pretend it's a perfect world. Was it 7.285? Is that the gentleman's agreement?
It's up there, and it's like around, like, I think 7.285 might be a QRP calling frequency, but I think, like, you anything above that, like, you get the, like, 7.290 or so, like, like,
so let's just say it's
7.200. Call it good.
Yeah,
call it good. Do you, when you spot yourself? Let's give some tips.
Yeah.
When you spot yourself.
290. So 7.290 is the AM calling frequency.
Okay, 290. Okay. Do you put it in your spot, working AM? Then what happens when some guy comes in on sideband?
It'll sound weird. It'll sound off. You can it's garbled.
Right.
What I try to do is, when you spot yourself on POTA, if you put a particular mode, if you put SSB, if you put AM, if you put FT8, it will spot you when you put that in the comments. It'll spot you for that mode, and it should display. If you look at if you were to look at it on POTA, it would say the frequency I'm on. It'd say 7.290, and then it would have AM in parentheses right next to that. Most people are going to totally miss that. But it is there. So I realize when I call, I'll call CQ, because people will hear me on SSB, but they might not realize. And I'll say, CQ POTA, November 2, Mike Alpha Kilo calling CQ for Parks on the Air, 40 meter AM QRZ. So I will say AM in my CQ call if I'm doing that, to try to at least get people to realize. And then, some of the guys that have worked me too, on AM, that they'll, when they respot me, they'll say he's AM.
Good. Good.
Just to try to avoid some confusion. But at the end of the day, the biggest challenge is I'm still new at that. So, I'm still learning as I go, but ultimately trying to find like that gap where you can take up that much bandwidth. And the power out is different too. I usually try to use good antennas like a dipole, because full power on the 7300 and be the same for, the 7110 for Yaesu, or 710, I mean, you're going to get 25 watts out. So, and that's because, you got a carrier, and then you got both sidebands and everything. So, that said, I get from New York down south to Georgia, Florida, Alabama, and a little bit further west. I'm learning as I go, but it's something different, and it's nice when people say, "Oh my gosh, this is the first time I've ever tried AM," and it's
Right.
just a push of a button. That's it. It's it doesn't hurt to give it a shot.
I can't wait to work you AM, because you and I have a lot of contacts for 40. So it would be fun.
I'll be watching for him to go AM again.
So which
I want to try 10 meter AM.
I'm going to do it from South Carolina. I'll never get you from Texas.
Yeah.
So for those of us who use the POTA page with the various filters, that means a guy like me who only filters sideband only. Now I got to change. I got to be more cognizant of what I'm filtering. So.
And most of the time, the audio sounds better on AM. Like you get this, there's something. The sideband audio is cool, but when you get somebody that's got a good audio signal on AM, it's like butter to the ears.
Mike, you worked Scout up in Wisconsin on AM. That's awesome.
Yeah, I've got Scout. I can't remember if Lou Hyken and Hammond was in the chat. I know I've got him at least once or twice on AM.
You mean Tony?
Good few of them, yeah.
No, Tony.
That's Tony.
That's Tony.
Why not?
That's excellent. That is awesome. 25 watts in a dipole, huh?
That's it.
Yep. But no, it's fun. And you were bringing up actually an interesting point. We were talking about the POTA page. So if you go to the POTA spotting page and you filter, and I do this because if I'm going out and I'm going to activate on SSB or something, I want to see who's spotted where. Maybe I'll try to work them park to park, but I'll also, I don't want to step on anyone, especially if maybe I can't hear them because I'm on 20 meters, but Izzo's on 20 meters also. I'm not going to hear him. He's too close for that. So I want to avoid that. But if you filter by SSB, you're not going to see AM. You can, there are some filters, and if you select voice, then you'll see all the voice modes. You'll see FM, you'll see AM, SSB and stuff. Just like if you click digital, you'll see all the digital modes instead of just seeing
Mike, you bring
FTA.
up a good point. I do that because I don't want to interfere with that activator's hunters. I want to be courteous. I'm not only courteous to the activator, but courteous to the hunters. That's how I look at it. So, but that's a good point. All these new things. I love it. I love I'm getting all excited.
The new stuff. So question from Ham Till It Hurts. Has there ever been a 10 meter C4 FM activation? I don't see why not.
I'm sure there has. Well, I don't know about a full activation, but at least contacts.
Yeah.
Because I know guys have done D-Star on HF from POTA. So why not C4 FM?
Steve, can you go into NZ1J? NZ1J Dave. I was up at this is the park right around the corner from where I work. He was doing some laser stuff.
Oh yeah.
And they didn't know how to initially log it, but I don't know if they created a special category or maybe they put it under something.
So, yeah, they created a other bands. So you have 70 centimeter up through 160 meter, and then you have other.
And that's for freaking lasers. Off the
Yeah.
Sharks.
Pretty much, yeah.
Dave is a cool
17
guy.
contacts.
Dave says, I have an idea, Izzo. Watch this. And I'm like, oh my God. It was just so
I mean,
cool
it's
to
a
watch.
hobby. You should.
Yep.
Yes. It was just cool. And Dave's a good guy too. He's a great guy. Known him for a long time. But
Can you do a park-to-park laser contact?
Yes.
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 That'd be kind of cool.
That's how.
And guys were on the POTA page today or a couple days ago asking about slow scan TV.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You know what I mean? So that counts.
Well, I guess that would count as data, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You tell me. You look at
CW
what
data.
can you see?
phone.
Yeah.
And his other bands are all CW.
So KD wants to know why we don't have band allocation for Spark.
Because it doesn't have a band.
No, it takes up everything.
It's like a Baofeng.
Yeah. Depending on what Baofeng you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hey
I will
guys,
say the TID radio TDH8, not the H3, but TH8 makes a great aviation radio. Just
you like that, huh?
it?
Excellent.
not on AM. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes broadcasting outside of where your ham license will allow you, but your commercial license will allow you. It's nice to have an HT that I could just give to somebody that's next to me and say, hey, take this since you don't have my frequency.
And we'll cue ourselves via the bureau.
Exactly. Well, high five at the end of the flight.
There you go.
So, Mike, you're going to
I was about to say we haven't had Mike talk about his weekend, what he's got coming up.
What I got coming up is Hamvention. I cannot wait to get out there. It's a blast. It was good to see you out there last year too, Shane. Hey Ben, turn that light back on. Turn the light off on me.
Hey Ben, turn on that Aurora Borealis for
yeah, there you go.
Turn the bands back on while you're at it, son.
Yeah, turn the bands back on.
Where's the band spray?
Yeah, no, yeah, that threw like the light off or whatever. Anyway, no, I am looking forward to getting out there. I'm leaving Thursday, so I'll be out there like 5-6 o'clock Thursday, and I'm just been waiting months for for this. It's always a good time, and it's just a great opportunity to see everyone. There's some things I'll be looking for and everything, but like at the end of the day, like what makes ham radio so much fun is the people. And and so being able to see everyone hang out is always good. And plus, like where I am in New York, we don't have an HRO, a Gigaparts. We don't have anything like that nearby. So for me to go see things hands-on and be able to look at things, like I got a new car a couple weeks ago. I want to do a mobile install. I want to actually be able to go see and put my hands on some different radios and check some things out. This is like a great opportunity to do that. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I started my packing earlier today, and I'll be ready to roll.
It's a great show. Great show.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Mike, you got to come down to Huntsville.
I want to. I really want to. Last year we had a family vacation that conflicted, but believe me, I really want to get down there. Yeah.
Space camp. That's all I got to say.
Right?
Yeah, I wanted to go to space camp when I was a kid, man. Since I was a kid. And if you saw, like the premiere that I had before Clubhouse was on radio propagation on Mars. Like I got all nerdy like that. I mean, it was just that stuff fascinates me. It's so neat, and I'd love to go down there and check it out. And so we'll see what we can do this year. If not, it's definitely in the cards soon.
Yes.
Especially because I would love to jump out of an airplane with Carlos, and he can't
He
can't do that
really
with Hamvention. So it's something to do with the landing area or whoever operates it, whatever. But
yeah, it's the drop zone owner,
and
their insurance. Because if you think about it from a business side, you're taking money out of the other instructors' pockets.
Yeah,
by him taking it. But I know and he'll probably shoot me for saying this, but oh well. When he jumped with me last year at Huntsville and with Frank the year before, he told the drop zone, don't pay me the fee. Put it into your, beer fund or root beer fund, put it into your facility. He goes, I'm taking my friends up to show them a good time. He goes, I'm not here to make money. I'm not here to take business from your instructors. So.
And it's funny that most folks won't have that conversation before just coming out and saying no.
Right.
Like, I'm sure if the other drop zone was okay, hey, I'm not going to take a fee on this. I'll donate it back to you, or I'll pay you. Why wouldn't another business be okay with that? One, you're going to get the YouTube exposure. Yeah. You're going to get people coming out to your LZ that's never been part of skydiving at all. I mean, it's just a complete new thing that we're bringing to you, and we're not asking you for anything except for space on your airplane that we're more than willing to pay for. Well,
and it's amazing when you get around the skydiving community. Like, we had the Red Bull team here in Charleston at the air show, and I mentioned Carlos's name. And they're like, you mean that crazy fool that plays radio under canopy?
That's cool.
And I'm like, yes, that's my boy.
That's my friend.
And a couple of guys
I
like,
skydived
that's
with
really
him.
cool.
Thank you.
So. Now, the crazy thing, when we're talking about this, so I'll put this out there. I haven't said this publicly before, but when I get around to doing it with Carlos, what I want to do, which I think would be different, I don't know if it's been done yet, but I think it's totally feasible to do this at a place like Huntsville where there's plenty of hams, is I want to jump and I want to call out on 220.
Ooh.
So,
I don't know that he's done 220.
I got a mono band, I got a tri band, and if Kenwood is watching and wants to give me a 75, I'll gladly take it and jump out of an airplane with it. But I think that would be fun to do parachute mobile on 223.5. That'd be fun. Something different.
Excellent. That is different.
Yeah.
I like that.
We can probably set one up at the park and point a Yagi your way on 220.
Mike, how much 220 have you done?
A decent amount. I always do it when I go out for the contests. So I'll at least do it the 3 times a year that there's the big contests. There was a 220 sprint that I did a month or so ago, and then there's usually, I think it's like 220 and above going in end of summer, beginning of the fall, which would be 220 and then UHF or something. I'll do it like at least 5 times a year. Go out, and I got a roll up J pole for 220 that I use. One of the things I'll look for at Dayton is I have the elk antenna, the dual band one, and you see Robert and others using it, Digital Rancher. That's a fantastic antenna. They have one for 220. I sat on it because I'm just using 5-watt HTs, so I'm limited to FM. I'll be looking for a transverter that I can use with my 705, because it'd be nice to do some of the weak signal digital modes, whether it's FTA or sideband on 220 during the contest. But at the end of the day, putting up a J pole 15, 20 feet up with the 5 watts, especially if I'm up on a summit, it works fine. I can hit all the guys in the region that have it. So
because I used to have because I had that Kenwood 7 for the older guys. Kenwood 741 gave you a dual band with a 3rd band option. So I had 2-meter 220 440. My first repeater was a 220 repeater, and one of my Elmers actually made the duplexers himself, homemade duplexers. They were low sensitive to all the various temperatures of Connecticut, but based where I was living at the time, I got off 220 because it was a nice 2 meters was just so overcrowded. Think of any highway that we all live near. We all know what rush hour is.
I-95.
Right. And the ham bands at one time, the 2 meter band was no different.
Oh,
there were some repeaters almost running basic morning nets and afternoon nets. That's how busy it was. So in the evening, we went over to 2 meter simplex. I learned all about the propagation of 2 meter simplex and the difference between a quarter wave and a 5/8 wave. Okay. Then a whole bunch of the guys were all fooling around on 220. So what do? Birds of a feather flock together. Mm-hmm. And I kind of missed 220 because to me it was like it showed the propagation of the best of both worlds between 2 meters, and not a lot of people use 440 simplex, right? In the ham bands. We all do it on public safety. Public safety uses a lot of it, but the ham bands, a lot of guys don't use it, and it's so that 220 was a really, really nice. And then I remember a portion of it got sold off. Yeah, the FCC and everything, but I miss it. And every once in a while, I'm like, maybe company, is it not Jetstream? Somebody makes a 220 mobile, a 25 watt mobile, I think it is. I see a lot of guys throwing them inside the ammo cans.
I think the 220 is like the forgotten band. Like you forget
there's
220 is there, and there's a 220 repeater not far from me.
Yeah, and I think the challenge is other countries don't have it like we do. There may be some, but so that's a disincentive.
They've got 4 meters
for the major manufacturers to make something, because then it's only for a smaller market. It's not going to work elsewhere. But at the end of the day, like I said, like if we don't use it, we're going to lose it. And whether it's 1.25 meters, if it's 60 meters, things like that, like. We need to use them, because otherwise there's no shortage of commercial interests that would like a portion of these bands. So,
and there's some that are actively trying to do it, like some of the HF data transfer bands. Mm-hmm. That came out a while back. That everyone was
back in my day.
Over.
See, back in my day, 220 selling point is the average scanner can't receive on 220. Not saying we have our own
secret conversation.
Well, we used to work. We used it very carefully. You can't say secret. You can't say clandestine. We never used that. But the bottom line is 99% of the scanners out there, except for AOR, I believe that at the time was the only one doing 220, and that was being only purchased literally by government, and they weren't going to. They had no interest on local. So our conversations were a lot freer, I want to say, versus because any Yahoo can turn the scanner into a scan feature, scan the VFO, and boom, they're going to find you. Not going to hear us.
But they didn't have cell phones back then where they were recording every word you said either.
True.
Now, if your scanner hits something and you're accidentally going off on someone because they're being an absolute asshat, somebody's going to grab their phone and go, "Oh, I'm going to report him." No, I'm just putting somebody in their place. Shut up, move down, spin the dial.
Yep.
Oh, I do have a 220 repeater here in Charleston, and I know who owns it. Okay.
Wow.
I may have to find a 220 radio.
I got one right down the road from me.
I have a tri-band Baofeng. I'll send you.
Drop it in the mail.
Our local Aries group, I was trying to promote the 220 to be a great tactical for the repeaters for simplex use. It to me, it kept the news people could not hear what was going on, and it was a great opportunity, and nobody saw it. I felt like I was like, guys, I found gold, and nobody wants the gold.
Yep.
And there's plenty of it. Here's this whole spectrum. No one's using it. Let's just use it.
That's like POTA on the work bands. Like, oh my God, look at all this space we can play POTA on.
It was not a contest.
Not a contest.
Oh, I'm going to make somebody mad.
Oh, wow. hamradioclubhouse@gmail.com.
Yeah. We'll be sure to delete that and not read it.
Yeah.
Hey, we got.
I couldn't resist.
You got repeaters on 900 and 1.2 gig.
We have a 6 meter and a 10 meter repeater, I think, here in the Dallas Fort Worth area.
There's a couple of 10s, a couple of 6s. I'm looking for the whole state though. So
while you're looking for the whole state, and we're almost at the top of the hour, I say we do a giveaway.
Okay. We got a giveaway tonight? Oh, I didn't know that.
We do, yes.
I'm serious. I didn't know.
So
did I not
our
read
friend, our friend over at Reliance Antennas has he did us a solid because we bought 4 antenna kits from him, and so he was like, "Hey, I'm going to go ahead and donate 2 back to you. So if you'd like to give away a couple,
Thank you.
So
okay,
let's give away the Bug Out Mini, the same as we've been giving away, but I think that'd be great. I just need a keyword.
Bow tie.
And
bow tie,
that's not bad, actually.
Excellent, Steve.
I was gonna put space stuff and shit, but bow tie's better.
Wonder how many times it'll pop up.
What, space stuff and stuff?
No,
and shit?
I'm thinking bow tie. Because I've seen it so many times in the chat already.
It's only showing up as 2 because I think it waits until I actually put that in there. But the bow tie, one word. Put that in the chat if you'd like to win a
nice,
giving him a chance. If you'd like to win yourself,
turn his camera off for that one.
I mean, I wouldn't change shirts with the camera on.
Hey,
but
our buddy James,
shirts with the lights on.
Hey, listen to this. Talking about our friends who are awesome. James, Quirky James, he says if he wins, he's going to give something back too. So look at that.
There you go.
Hey, there you go.
This guy's nice.
And it looks like no matter how you're putting it in the chat, as long as it's one word, it's popping up on my end. So I've got 31 entries.
I was going to say, you haven't shared it for the back room to see.
Well, we want people to pay attention to the show.
Yeah. Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to pull this one up.
Ooh,
this is one of the photos from our actual ARRL state. What is he? Section manager. So, our buddy John.
I'm going to one up you.
Orlando.
I'm going to one up you.
Oh, you got one of your own?
No, I got one from Joe Brett. Because Joe Brett's not here tonight because he's doing more of that I got to work stuff.
Right. All right.
Likely story. So the Aurora made it down to Mississippi, and that is in Joe's yard.
Oh.
I was highly upset because I got like a whisper of Aurora here in Texas. And I was like, and then he's like, oh, in Mississippi, look what we got. I was like, you son of a.
Yeah. Wait. I'm going to one up Joe's.
All the way in Mississippi.
I'm going to one up Joe's.
Oh, it's one of those shows.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Ooh, nice.
Joshua Tree, California. That comes from our buddy Adam.
When he did that, I was like, yes.
I got an even better one up.
Okay.
Oh, everyone's saying hold my beer.
Noel. Noel in the picture.
Nice.
Yeah. She's stretching to get in the picture. But yeah, if you haven't seen Adam's video on the Northern Lights,
I haven't. I need to go check that out.
Joshua Tree. Yeah.
I didn't know he did that.
Yes.
Drop the link to it. We got 150 people that would probably like to see that and probably don't have a subscription to his page.
The Wizard.
So if you've got that, the Wizard.
Yep.
The one and only. I would share my Aurora picture, but it was pretty sad. I had to really, really saturate the picture to get some pink to show up.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
All right. Pause that. Share that. Got that. Got to grab the short link.
If Molson was here right now, he could tell us because I bet you his house was incredible.
Oh, I bet it was too. Yeah.
He was in the chat earlier. He said the blizzard was on its way.
So. To who?
To him.
Oh,
him.
Okay.
The DQ.
I thought he was sending me a DQ blizzard. I would totally accept one.
Yeah. No.
DoorDash.
Right. Exactly. I thought I had another picture to share, but I don't.
Picture of my background. That was my back deck. I mean, it was
nice.
Jealous.
It was amazing. And I'm sitting there. I was actually working on editing in the video I did earlier today, and got up and went to go get another beer. And I had seen some people post on social media in the Rochester area, and the photos were all on the lake. So I'm thinking, I don't know if we're going to be able to see it because I'm in the suburbs. I'm not on the lake. But so I was worried about the lights and everything. But I walked out, and after you're outside for a few seconds and your eyes started to adjust, it was like, oh my gosh. Like, the pictures definitely, saturate and make the colors a little bit more intense, but it's still there and you could see everything. And so I got the wife and kids out on the deck and we just enjoyed it. It was amazing to see that. And it was a nice makeup for the eclipse because we were ground zero.
Did you get hosed on the eclipse?
It was cloudy. We missed it. It was cloudy. It stunk. They were hyping it for over a year, and then
we had a lucky break in the clouds here. We were able to see it at the house. Mm-hmm. But man, yeah, we had this whole thing set up. We were going to go out to, there's a town that's about an hour drive east of us, which would have been in even more of a totality than we were in already. And we were going to put balloons in the air and fly them as the eclipse was going by. But that all got canceled. One, because the logistics to get everything out there was crazy because of so many people that was going out there. And then they said that it was going to be, the forecast was going to be cloudy. And it's like, well, I'm not driving an hour and a half or an hour out there. Well, an hour and a half with all the sun people who were out there. But yeah, it was crazy.
I was going to say the Red Bull guys actually recreated their logo during the eclipse. Which
of course they did.
Was pretty cool.
So 75 people want a new antenna. That's about half of what's in the stream. So
yeah, we've got 157 watching right now.
Well, 114 of those are on YouTube, and about 43 of them are over on Twitch. So if you're, I'm sorry, not Twitch, Twitter. If you're on Twitter, if you want to come over, actually, I think you can join. If you can chat with us, which you should be able to chat with us. We need to see you over in. Put bow tie in the chat so we can give shit away. So
there you go.
Izzo?
Yes.
You sleep over there?
No, I'm just thinking about something.
He's enjoying a cigar.
Right? I'm jealous because I can't smoke in the house. So I've got, after the show, I'm going to go on the patio and have a cigar.
You can't, I don't know if you can see. This is the leaf.
Oh, it's a great cigar.
Now, here's the key. The key is that Sorollo wrapper, I think.
Yep. Oh, you're right.
I was thanks to Tank Radio. I'm not sure if he's still here. He might be packing.
He was in the chat a minute
ago. We were on his. I was on his stream on Sunday night, and I was telling him and others, I think I'm going to concentrate not so much on what the leaf is, but what the wrapper is.
Okay.
Because a Corojo and a Sorojo are very full-bodied, nice, what my palate likes, regardless of the blends inside, even though I still like my Nicaraguan blends. Shane, I did get that link from you. Thank you. I'm going to put an order in probably in about 3 weeks for maybe 5 or maybe a box and everything.
The Corojo 99 is one of my favorite wrappers.
Okay.
Richard,
that DuPont cigar. That DuPont. Oh, where's Richard? There he is.
Right there. He says spin it, Shane.
He says spin it. So I was hoping for one more entry because I don't like to do on an odd. So
what are we at? 79?
Yeah, I need 80. So and none of you guys go enter. I want somebody in the chat to go enter.
I didn't do it.
And then I didn't do it.
No. No, I got plenty.
I already entered, but I'll ham it forward like I did the last one. So
hey, there you go. There you go. Hey, there's 80 right there.
Nice.
Yep, I got.
All right, I'm going to hit the button since only 50% of the people watching want a new antenna. Why you wouldn't want a new antenna is beyond me, but yeah.
Bob, hey.
Thank you
Bob
so much.
was the first to recognize the bow ties too. That's
right.
Bob's been a long time supporter.
Absolutely. Yes. Bob, reach out to me on hamradioclubhouse@gmail.com with your contact information and where we should send it. Or I'm sorry, with your contact information, I'm going to hand that over to Matt over at Reliance Antennas. Matt will reach out to you because he will ask you what type of wire you would like for your radiating element. So send me your information, Bob, and I will get that over to Matt so that we can get that antenna shipped out to you. And thanks for being a longtime supporter of the channel. And thanks for everyone in green. I see a lot of people in green. Those are our channel supporters. Thank you for being there. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thank you for your monetary support of the channel, I should say. Not just being here, but throwing a couple bucks over where we can give away some stuff. If you are not in our Discord and you are a supporter of the channel, please come to Discord. We've got something for you.
Yep.
That's all I'm going to say. If you're already a member or if you want to join and you're over in Discord, join us over there because we've got something.
And make sure you have your YouTube name linked to your Discord profile.
Exactly. If you don't,
we'll put you in the
sorry.
Special members only group automatically that way.
Right. There's a special chat over there for people who are supporters. And we like to do things over on Discord that we can't do over on YouTube. So,
hey guys,
I see Chris became a
not
supporter.
Bad. Where's it at? I didn't see it. Pop it on screen.
Well, it didn't pop up, but I see him in green, and he's not usually in green.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
So James wants Bob to mail the antenna to him. Not going to happen. Nice. But my buddy Eric from up north, one of those crazy guys, my crazy brothers from up north.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, they go live too. Eric, what did you just? He just had something cool in the chat, and I just lost it. Oh my god! Oh, he says go for the stealth wire. That poly stealth wire for that antenna.
That's good stuff.
That's good stuff. Mine came in. I bought my antenna, and I was just like he said. It took a little longer back then. I didn't care. I'm glad I waited. Patience is good. Because when this came in the mail last week, I'm like, oh my god, this is beautiful.
Oh yeah.
So I got to just get that thing. I bought some.
I think that's what's on this little wire here. I think that's poly stealth.
Oh,
you can't see it because it's that thin.
But, and you can run 100 watts through it like it's nothing too.
Yeah, that toroid's not going to take 100 watts though.
Well, for that one, no. But the other one, for what I have, yes, fine.
Oh yeah. Where'd Shane go?
Getting caught up here in the chat. Anything good, guys?
He either went to go make water or go pour another beer. One of the two.
Anybody in the chat, if you're going to Hamvention, put a 1. Just put a 1. Yep. Just be interesting.
73 James.
73 James. I know I can't make it, but I can't wait to see the big announcements. I know there's the thing about the icon, but like Mike, like you, there's a couple places there. I could see myself getting stuck in a booth or two, probably 3 or 4, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Of like, I want to see a Tar Heel. I want to see different mounting.
The Tar Heel guy was down at Raleigh, actually. The Raleigh Ham Fest that I went to.
Interesting.
Well, there's a couple, he's right in this area, so.
The guys from Gigaparts, I want to shake their hand and tell them, hey guys, thank you for your customer support A+ across the board after many, many years. I hope you're enjoying my money.
I was going to say, anybody going to Dayton, make sure you follow N8YO around and get video of him emptying his wallet, because I have it on good notice that he's going to be spending quite a bit of money.
Really?
Do I need to buy a table and set up it?
He had some stuff go missing, unfortunately, when he decided to go to Texas for Winterfield Day.
Okay.
I didn't steal it, I promise.
Oh, no. It was stolen from Chicago.
So.
Oh.
Hate to hear that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I cried when I saw the pictures of the car.
Gotcha.
So. And unfortunately, Mike, the wife said, no, I can't go this year. So.
That stinks.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's
Eric,
how long of a drive would it be for you?
I couldn't hit
It's
mute fast enough. Sorry.
about 9 hours for me.
Okay.
So.
And Eric in the chat
for me.
talking about our up in Marlboro, Mass. The it's growing, and I like it. So ham exposition, and I'm gonna try to make that one in the fall. And yeah, if we can get Tar Heel and a few other guys like different stuff like that, because I think that's what the Ham Fest need. I think they all just need to do your own, but come up with some new stuff too and blend it all together. So look at that 220 megahertz.
And
It's from Discord.
Guy that started Tar Heel has now got Tar Heel Designs, and he's doing Tar Heel dipoles.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, those things are massive.
I wanna say, like, people give these Chinese radio manufacturers, they give them a lot of grief.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems to me that they're the only ones that are trying new things. Like, you don't get a lot of new things from Yaesu and ICOM. Like incorporating the ability for me to stand on a peak somewhere and send my GPS coordinates over 2 meter to somebody who might be listening because I'm in trouble.
Okay.
So that's something that I haven't seen, but I just think, I think people should be a little more open-minded when it comes to these Chinese radios, because yes, I agree. Some of them aren't great and they're dirty transmitters, but the fact that they're trying to innovate on and try new things is a good thing for the entire hobby.
I'm with.
But let's face it, a lot of ham radio operators are very opinionated anyway.
No.
Yes.
Are you saying that's type A personalities?
Yes, and that's why I like POTA sometimes. Just leave me alone. I just need that balance of getting away from you should be doing this and you should be doing that, or how come you're not doing? Mike and I were talking, and I was breaking Mike Stone's about his new vehicle that he got, the Explorer, I think it is. And I said, how come you don't have any holes drilled yet? He says, I don't want that. And I was like, well, you're supposed to. That's something what a lot of people would say, but would be serious about it and think less, or start forming that opinion that he's not going to have a good signal. He's not going to let the man do what he wants to do.
Yeah.
That's our hobby.
If you want to drill it, drill it. If you don't, they have other ways around it.
Right. When
we're going to ham shame if you don't drill it.
Right. I have never said to a ham regarding, for a while there, I remember there was a debate going around what to bring to power your radios with. And some guys automatically thought they had to bring their Honda generators, the EI or the IE 2000, 1000s. You can if you want, but you don't have to. Let's show us.
Not in a POTA park. I'll come over and yell at you. You're making too much damn noise.
With the Hondas? No, they're quiet.
They're quiet. They don't.
I don't want to hear anything in the park.
Listen,
I'm here to listen to birds.
Listen, you want to bring deep cycle batteries? Bring them out. Okay. You want to bring in your bioenno or anything like that, a lithium phosphate, whatever. You do you, and you have fun. You want to bring your Denkos out? Absolutely, go for it.
Yep.
Go for it. Everybody gets so uptight. Everybody, please, can we just?
I'm not having a TID Radio Boston Tea Party. I want to keep my TID Radio. Thank you.
But it's good to have options, and what Shane was saying about the Chinese manufacturers. At least they're making some affordable options for hams that might be on a budget. But they're doing some, even if it's small things like USB charging and stuff like that. The fact that they're doing it hopefully pushes others to do it. Competition's good, and I want to see things like when Yaesu came out years or so ago with the 710. I want to see that push ICOM with the 7300. For the next great thing from them, and then when ICOM did the 705, I want that to give Yaesu a kick in the butt for the 818 and them to come out with the next great thing for QRP that's all band, all mode and stuff. You need that competition Otherwise, people are just going to get calm and complacent. And
yeah, but Mike, remember when the 705 came out? Maybe I was the anomaly. So many people were I finally had to just stop looking at it and hearing at it. It doesn't have a tuner. It's only 10 watts. The battery pack can't do this. The battery, it's limit this and that. I love my 705. My 705 does everything and more for me, especially now in the summer. Between the months of May through October, my 705 gets so much attention and love and TLC. Between listening to the local AM, the ball games at night, I play D-Star with it. I get on the local to-me repeat. Especially, there's a couple summertime people who will come around. I use it for on the back deck to chase for whatever. I chase Carlos with it. My goal is to work Carlos on that 705 from my house. But there were the naysayers. It had no tuner. It didn't have this. It didn't have that. People, what do you want? What do you want? I mean, if you were to ever say to a manufacturer, here is my punch list, give it to me. Guess what? You're probably not going to like the price of it.
You're definitely not going to like the price.
You're definitely not going to like the price. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you can't put everything in one box and expect it to be $200.
Yeah. Right. And the prices are never good when they first drop. I'm not sure about the 705. I'm sure that came down a little bit. The 710 came down quite a bit, and then they kind of switched it up a little bit, and they started packaging it without the speaker for portable, and then they packaged, and it came with a handle, or you could get it with the speaker geared a little bit more towards the shack and stuff. But once they drop that price and it's less than a 7,300, then it really gives people something to think about. Before, when it first came out, it's like, why am I going to spend $1,200 or whatever when I spend a couple hundred more and I'll get a DX10 or something?
I disagree with this. I disagree.
Yeah, so. Oh, Eric going toe to toe.
The 710 is a great field radio.
Those
just like the 7300 is a great field radio.
Just depends on the size of your field.
Just depends on if you're hiking it in or driving it in.
Yeah,
right.
Well, if you're Adam, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true.
He could hike in a 7610.
7610 with a 2K amp.
I do have my club has a 710 that I have right now, and I'm borrowing it. And I've been doing. I borrowed it last year, did some reviews, and kind of getting a feel for it again. But I do plan to bring it up for a soda. So I'm going to see how well the 710 will actually soda. But the soda that I have it's only about like a 25-minute hike up. It's not that bad. So it's certainly doable. I just got to wait for the weather to cooperate. But
Redneck, that's just rude.
You get extra points when it's cold out, right?
Yeah, you do.
Just like I get all kinds of shit for dropping a radio. I mean, Mike is going out and weather tested all his radios. So they're cold weather approved.
I showed you before the stream. They have those slip-on connectors. So you don't have to worry about that anymore.
I've only dropped it once. Jeez, it's not like I've purposely throwing it off a table every other time I take it out.
Drop that other balloon.
Steve, are you talking about those PL connectors that have the friction fit? I just got some of those. And I've only used them a little bit.
Someone needs to send me one.
Yeah, they're $5 a piece on Amazon.
Where? Send me a link. I'll buy one.
Okay.
I'm going to demonstrate it. I'll convert it.
Dude, those have been around for a long time, and I'm surprised what took so long for the ham community to kind of start talking about them. They've been around.
They've been around,
for a long time.
Taylor, thank you for not yeeting your 710.
Yeah,
right.
Thank you, Taylor.
I'm not condoning that you should yeet your radio off a table, but I will say it'll give it prominence and probably a good 2.5 years of content.
And there's the link in the chat.
Awesome.
I think our buddy Dan did a video on those actually.
See, Jody.
Yes, that's where I learned about it. I bought it right after I saw it. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
See. Exactly. Anyway.
Wait. Never mind. Is the bidet drop tested too?
No, it shouldn't be.
Well, or should it?
No, no.
There it is. Now it hit. Now it hit him. I broke Shane.
It's highly tested and weather approved.
Weather. Thank you. Thank you. The Shane seal of approval.
Yes. Mike, where you at? Come back me up on this. Ham Radio Tube. He must be out filming a video. But I do have probably one more activation before my beloved 7300 goes to a new owner. So
okay.
So it has. I don't know if I should call it patina or prominence.
It's YouTube famous.
It's my baby.
It's YouTube.
I've got to get rid of my baby. So I have been entertaining the idea of a 705 or something similar to put in a balloon, because for not to change topics, but I was the community in almost any group that you're in, whether it be ham radio, whether it be ballooning, whether it be flying, whether it be underwater basket weaving, whatever, there always seems to be a really good community associated with that. And I had a local pilot that heard that I was about ready to solo, and I haven't spent the money to buy an envelope yet so that I would have a balloon to fly once I did go solo. And he contacted me and he says, hey, you know what? You've put in some sweat equity for the last almost 3 years. And I've got something that's been sitting in my closet or in my garage for the last 2 years. So if you would like to use it, it's yours to use. So it will go on top of the basket, everything that I've purchased. But I do want to put, I don't know if I should put like a 706 Mark II G or some other, or a complete shack in the box, but I want to put a radio in there that stays in it. I just have to throw the antenna off the side. So I can work simplex, or if I can work HF. I have a video where Ham Radio Dude and I work some HF from the balloon, but I kind of want to do that on our Balloon Mobile again.
Yep.
Yeah, the 705 is nice, being that you're going to get VHF and UHF with that. Like that's a nice plus. You know, same thing like with, you know, like the 818.
George, it's patina.
But
it's
another good
dent,
small
it's
option.
Patina.
If
well,
you
wait,
weren't
now hold
worried
on.
about what's that?
Sorry,
wait,
Mike.
Time out, Mike. Hold on. 706 Mark II G will also give you that.
It's a little bit bigger though.
Yeah,
if
I was just going to say
smaller.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I think at the end of the day, it's a weight issue.
Yeah, I was going to say that what's really small, and I've only had my hands on it. I haven't gotten to use it, but and I don't know how unobtainium it is, but that was the FX4 CR,
yes.
20 watt.
Excellent
and
point.
I think you get 6 meters on up, and 20 watts. Now, no tuner, built-in sound card at least, but that could be a great option, especially if you're just throwing like an end-fed wire over the basket, and you know, and trying to work like 10 through 40 or something like that. Those things are
not
small.
doing a dipole.
And I'm wondering too, a matte tuner Velcroed to the CFXR. Would that work?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Did I just have a good idea?
You did.
Oh my!
Write it
God.
down on
Idea.
the calendar. First one
So I
in
need to
3
have.
years.
I'll fly the balloon. You can work radio, Izzo.
Yes,
We'll call it
I
Balloon
told you. I'm
Mobile.
the I told you guys, I'm the radio man from the ground. You guys want to go surfboarding and stuff. I'm the guy on the coast.
I don't want you on the ground though. I would need in order for it to be Hot Air Balloon Mobile, you'd have to be with me.
No.
I fly the balloon. You talk on the radio.
No, I love you. No, I'm not for all the cigars in the world. I don't care if you gave me a lifetime cigar subscription. I love you. I love you. I love you, brother. No, look, I'm taking my hat off. I
got volunteers. I got volunteers for radio operators.
Go ahead, Eric. Yeah. Those crazy guys from up north, they'll do anything. They'll do anything.
Well, now that I have a balloon of my own and a trailer and all that kind of good stuff, I would like to bring it to a ham fest and set it up.
There you go.
And put that thing at about 75 feet in the air and play Hot Air Balloon Mobile. So
Oh yeah,
it won't be this year. I've way too much shit going on this year, but it'd be really cool for maybe next year. It's something that I can drive to set things up. So
you could bring it to Dayton sometime, and then you could do traffic.
I'm not driving. I'm not driving it to Dayton. That's a long ass drive from Texas. The farthest I would go would be Huntsville.
Yeah,
fly it to Dayton.
No.
You got to do cross country, right?
Fuel.
You know, the last time a man, you know something,
6 miles cross country.
Yes.
The last time every man said no, you know what he was doing? Yes. So guess what? You're going to do it. You're going to do it. You're going to do it.
I was going to say, Ham Radio Tectonics is another pilot, so there you go.
That's a great idea. A Zeppelin antenna.
Huh.
Or I could take an infant half-wave, fly my drone out from the balloon, and have the drone hold my radiating element while I'm playing radio.
That way,
I mean, while somebody else is playing radio while I'm flying.
Well, what's
20,
your
30
battery
minutes.
life on this?
20, 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought it was 18. Okay.
Yeah. The new ones are like 20, 30 minutes now.
Okay.
And we only fly for like an hour and a half. So totally doable. And I do have, I reached out. Let's see, I got, I believe it's, and Ron, I think it's W4RON.
Yep.
I believe I got him on HF. I got Florida and I got Connecticut and I got another New England or Canada station when we did.
RON,
we just took the
ROH.
ORH, Red Harley. Old Red Harley. Yeah. Because we just took the KCCARK infant half-wave and threw it off the edge of the basket and was working HF that way.
With a 705, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yep. See, Bob's volunteering. Come on, Izzo.
That's because he won the antenna.
Hey, there you go.
Maybe I should take the bug out mini and put that over the edge of the basket. I've got one.
I got a 2-meter J pole that would fly really well.
Oh, speaking of,
yeah,
is the Faraday? I got an email today that the Faraday was back in stock.
They had 100 of them.
How's
yeah,
he
I don't know
going?
if they're still there.
He's got 76
has anyone
remaining.
talked to him?
I haven't
hope
spoken
he's
to him,
doing well.
no. But he's doing well. He is working his tail off. I will say that.
Let's go sell them out, boys.
Yeah.
He's got 76 remaining.
So vfcoms.com is his website, or the link is in the chat there. He has a 2-meter version only. I think the 70 centimeter is still sold out. But he built 100 of the 2-meter versions.
Does he have a 70 centimeter?
He does, yeah. And if you haven't, if you don't know what we're talking about, it's literally something that you can roll up and put in your pocket. It's a J-pole antenna.
Literally.
I was about to say, Steve, where's yours at? Go get it.
Grab mine. Yep.
There you go.
I got to get him to make me one for 220.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I will use the heck out of that thing.
Absolutely.
He's got his hands full just trying to meet the demand for 2 meters, though. I mean, that thing's selling like crazy.
He'd do it. So I will say, I was telling the guys earlier that I have these blank beer cans, and they'd given us a bunch of the darker beer, and I poured this one, and I was like, wait a minute, that's not a dark beer. So it's quite the surprise. So Scout 75 says hold on, there we go. The Faraday is a freaking awesome antenna. I love mine, goes with me all the time. So you don't need a bigger endorsement than that. If Scout says do it, do it.
Yep. He hasn't got it stuck in a tree yet.
Eric says, I'm doing a head-to-head on my channel of the Faraday and the Ed Fong, doing real word test, water, wind. That's a great idea.
So
that's a great idea.
There. Excellent.
There it is.
You can make it super small, but then it just unrolls forever. And I can't even get the whole thing on screen. But it's got the circuit board right there with the BNC connector on it.
There you go.
And that's Faraday cloth sewn into to it like a seatbelt stuff, right?
It's more ribbon material than seatbelt.
Okay.
But Hey, Vern. Glad to see you here. We need to
Welcome,
talk
Vern.
about you
Vern's
coming
here.
down to Fayetteville. We need to plan an extra day. Stop by Charleston.
I've been thinking, like, between what he's doing with the Faraday, and then you see what, like, Simon, VA7BIX, and then Mr. Mudd, like what these Canadians are doing with tape and Faraday cloth. Like, they need to go. You get the three of them to go into business for themselves. They can start a company. They call it like MF Tape, and they can just like like all the craziest.
Very
antennas.
good, Mike.
There you go.
Very good.
Yeah, there you go. You heard it here first.
Nice.
Giving away those ideas.
Yes.
Royalties, right?
Yep.
Exactly. There you go.
Hmm.
So if Chris, if you're still in the chat, there were some people who were asking where they could purchase some of these bow ties that everyone's wearing. Mine's fallen off. I don't know if you're selling them or not, but if you are, would you feel free to either message us and we'll mention it later, or if you want to drop.
Well,
information
because it's the POTA logo, and he got permission to use the logo, he's not allowed to sell them for a profit. He and I have already talked about that. But if you're interested, hit me up or hit up Chris, and we can work something out. Yeah, Eric, if you want to do a donation, we can talk about that.
What's Eric donating?
A donation to POTA.
Donating to Chris.
A donation for the bow ties. There we go. See, hams find a way around all the rules.
No, well, you can't do anything for monetary purposes, right?
At least don't tell anybody that's what you're doing it for.
Yeah.
See, people tell on themselves all the time. But if he were to, if he happened to have a sticker, and if you bought the sticker, you got a free POTA bow tie.
Oh, there you go.
Just saying. It's not technically selling that logo. So.
That's true. That's true. I was just looking.
I mean, I'm not condoning trying to skirt. Well, I am condoning skirting the law. You should every chance you get. Who's kidding who here?
I was looking at the list that Chris and I were texting back and forth to see who was on the bow tie list.
Nice.
But yeah, he's begging me for somebody's address, and I'm like, no. Hand me the bow tie, I'll ship it.
Oh yeah, there you go. So KD says same as a free shotgun if you buy a new truck. So we can't sell firearms, but you can buy a pickup truck and we'll give you a 12 gauge along with it.
It happens to be already mounted in the back window.
See, right? 45 Auto, does Joe Brett no longer love us? Joe Brett has this new fantastic job that unfortunately takes him away sometime on Tuesday nights, and he's just as sad to not be here as you are to not have him here. So, yeah. So apologize for that. But he will be back next week, I hope. Fingers crossed. Lucas Webster says, ain't breaking the law if you don't get caught.
That's right.
My theory exactly. And then Scout 75 says a free boat. Just have to buy a $2,500 trailer.
There you go.
See?
Hey,
See?
if it's only $2,500, that's cheap.
Right?
Yeah.
That gets you into the raffle to win the boat. So anyway.
Speaking of boats, you want to talk about the POTA addiction? One of my buddies, KD2YO, out here in Rochester, he bought a boat specifically for POTA because we have an island on one of the Finger Lakes that is it was a very rare park. He was the first to activate it, and it's a wildlife management area, but it's only accessible by boat. So he bought a boat specifically for POTA just to go to do some of these islands. And
I admire that.
I've had the opportunity to go out with him, and it was fantastic. But yeah, you talk about POTA being addiction. When people start, my wife can complain all she wants about antennas and radios, but like the minute she sees me roll up in a boat, then she knows it's real.
Yeah.
That's when you get the intervention.
Yeah.
You need to speak. You bought a boat for a hobby.
Yep.
Well, or you just get the inflatable one and paddle out to the island.
That's a dinghy, so that would be like
It
dinghies
is
on
an
the air.
inflatable one. He's got the motor on it. It is an inflatable one. Like we had to, inflate it
no,
for
no,
a
no.
little bit. But
The inflatable one
yeah.
I'm talking about was on the POTA Facebook page there for a while.
Okay.
That said not for open water use. Or I think it says for pool use only.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And he paddled.
Yeah.
And they were going through the Erie Canal.
Not
Yeah.
quite, but he was 100 yards from open ocean.
All right.
So
that's bold right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Bold or, yeah, bold. We'll go with bold.
See, Jason says Dota, dinghies on the air. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Telling you. You stick around here long enough, we'll give you some great ideas.
Yep. Yeah, Chris is still in the chat. He's texting me. So
Is he trying to figure out a way around the you know what? Honestly, he could do that on our Discord.
Yep.
And we could chit chat with him on Discord because it's not quite in the middle of YouTube land where we have quite the exposure. But if you're so inclined, down below is a link to our Discord. Come join us. And all kinds of non-YouTube shenanigans go on in the Discord.
Yeah, I opened up the Discord to the wrong room.
From sharing of online coupons for half off of Apache cases through Harbor Freight. I mean, the possibilities are endless when you're in the K5YVY Clubhouse Hangout Discord. So come join us. I promise it's painless. It's a little bit of a learning curve to use it. We don't use Facebook or anything like that. It's our own little community of folks. And it's a great community. I think, are we crossed over 1,000 people yet? We're getting pretty close.
Yeah, I think we are. I mean,
so if you don't have a club, it's another great place if you want to join us over here. If you don't have a ham radio club and you need some Elmering, we've got over 1,000 people in there ready and willing to help you out. We have monthly testing. If you are upgrading, which you should be, if you're not an extra already, everyone should be striving to get there. If I could do it, anybody could do it. Monthly testing. And what is the date for this month, Steve? Do you have that off the top of your head?
The 22nd, I believe. I just posted it earlier today.
So every month, if you would like to join us, and you would have myself and several others as your VE, to come test and upgrade or get a license if you don't have a license, we'd love to have you. So the Clubhouse Discord, links down below, well, as always. But
May 22nd and June 26th, they're posted on the Discord.
And that's at 7 o'clock Central Time, right?
You know what's nice? You know what I like about the whole Discord, or specifically our channel, and I don't mean to. I think there's, and there may be other ones out there. Please, let us know. I haven't seen. There really hasn't been anything negative.
No,
I haven't heard anyone saying go read the manual or it's been talked about already, or I haven't. Everybody has been uplifting everybody.
We tell those people to kick rocks or pound sand.
Right. And that's what I like about it.
We don't put up with shaming or asking a dumb question. There is no such thing as a dumb question. I ask a lot of really stupid questions.
Yes, he does.
I'm still learning, but that doesn't happen over here. And if someone comes across and says that, and I see it, you're out. Bye.
Right. When I was mentioning how I bought my 200-watt solar panels, no one didn't say, why didn't you get the 300? You got the wrong one. You should have waited out for a better price. No, congratulations, Izzo. Go have fun.
Yep.
I salute. God bless.
If you need any information on how to series them up, we can make them bigger.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's an it's a social media alternative to the Facebooks and the Instagrams and all that kind of good stuff. It's run by us. There's a group of people that are in there, and it's a lot of fun. I will say it's a lot of fun.
Definitely is.
Join us, especially if you're a member of the YouTube channel. Just saying.
Just saying.
Eric says 4 out of 5 HRC members approve. I agree.
Yeah. There you go.
At least 4. What else we got for tonight, guys? This is the fastest hour and 40 minutes of ham radio non-talk that I've seen, and we've barely even touched on the Aurora and the space weather that was attached to it.
Do we have another giveaway
next week?
Okay.
We don't want to give away everything at the same time.
Well, I know you like to buy a lot, and Beer Snack has to pull out the calculator and put more paper on the roll.
He puts me on a budget. I'll say that.
Yeah. He kind of puts
me on a budget.
No, I was just looking at the clock. That's all. That's the only reason why I said it. So.
Well, hey, I got a question for you guys and a question for the chat. Since I'm the one here on the stream that's actually going to Hamvention. I have no idea. I'm going to shoot some video. I don't know what I'm going to do. What would people like to see? Like, what do you want to hear? Like, I know that there's others that are live streaming. They got this stuff down. They do a great job. But those of you who can't make it, like, what do you want to see? What do you want to know from Hamvention? Like, what would be of value to you?
So, I want to know what goes on after hours.
Okay. It's legal to be on.
Yeah.
Let me put a qualifier there. I like seeing new products. Like everyone stops at the Icon booth. Everyone stops at Yaesu. I like the small booths. Jason did a video of a guy who did the hex beam. I cannot remember the name of that hex beam, but it was
VHQ hex.
Yes, it is like the Arnold Schwarzenegger of hex beams.
Yeah, that thing's
but seeing stuff like that, I like seeing the smaller companies, or maybe a company who not necessarily is ham radio related, but maybe they're getting into the ham radio space.
I was gonna say, stop by and interview Halibut Electronics.
Oh yeah.
See what he's got.
Okay.
The folks that did totally had a brain fart here. What was the logging software that we did?
Polo?
They're not Polo.
Sebastian.
He's gonna be there. You go see Sebastian. Make sure you go see Sebastian. But no, there's another one. It's a general logger, and they have like this built-in context. It's from the folks that do ham radio prep.
Yeah.
But go by and check those guys out. They've got I'll have to go look at the name of it, but they did a great job. Like I had several questions, and I got an immediate answer when I piped in about that. But I would say finding the non-mainstream things at any of these events is probably a cool.
There it is.
Because most of your, there you go, World Radio League. That is a really cool app. I wish I had a station at home where I could use that. But I would say finding the obscure radio or radio adjacent vendors would be that would set yourself apart from some of the other big channels, because most of the other big channels are all going to go see Icom, they're all going to go see Yaesu, but I think we miss out a lot because of that. We miss out a lot on the smaller tables that are there that have some really good products.
Cool. I got something for you. So a buddy of mine, we basically got our license about the same time. His name is John B. N1GNV, I think it is. And he's a local guy to me. He owns Quicksilver.
Oh.
And I think this guy travels like 35 weeks of the year, maybe.
I was gonna say
I don't know that he hits everything. He loves the food. He's so deeply appreciative of the food there. He likes how things have progressed, because as a vendor, he needs to figure out how's he going to do sales. And now, since more people are now doing the Apple Pay, the Square, the Venmo, and the this and that with the plastic, they've really helped him in his sales. This is a guy who has everything from a connector to a Molex to this to a ground strap to this to that. And he's a local guy, but his company has expanded. He has started from grassroots. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. I mean, those are the guys. It's like the small business that you want to support and you want to. So stop by the John B and you tell him Izzo says hello.
Okay.
You're not gonna get a discount for that. But just tell them you say hello and you appreciate. I'm sorry, Mike.
Yeah.
Look at my, no, but I like stuff like that. The tailgating. I want to hear from you guys with the tailgating, because there's going to be the Motorola radios, there's going to be the boat anchors, but that stuff is always fun to see. I think, in my opinion, it makes it so traditional. But then start looking inside the boxes, especially for the guy who doesn't want to bring it home or travel it home 1,000 miles or whatever, and you can get yourself some great deals. I think. I think that's besides the inside, the all of the main arenas of all the big boys. I get it; they're always fun too. But I like the balance of the other stuff of that tailgating area, and the history. When you walk down the aisles, and you're looking at all these radios, this guy who has it now could be like the 5th or 6th owner, or maybe the 2nd. But it screams history. These radios, these microphones, all scream history, and that's what So I would love to hear some stories from you guys going of, what's there and any unique shack things. Like I remember a couple years ago, some people sent me this guy was selling these like 8-inch towers, and you could have your call sign on it. It's something that you put in your shack. It was a novelty item. Stuff like that's cool. You don't see that stuff on a regular basis. You know what I mean? So if you're looking to put some bling bling in your shack or inside your operating area, I'm sure all that stuff is going to be around.
Cool. This is great. I took notes from some of the things I saw in the chat and what everyone was saying. This is good. This is helpful.
And let me know what you think of that pork chop sandwich.
Yes.
I didn't get it last year. I gotta get it.
Let us know. First off, let us know if you think it's overpriced, as well as, and listen, we know today's economy. We know it's not going to be the $5 sandwich, but still, let's hope it's reasonable. Okay, we'll just say that. Let's hope, as well as what else. Excuse me. What else is out there for food? Because Ham's got to eat. We got to eat. We're not going to no show and just going to have a box of popcorn. That ain't going to happen. You got to have some food there for us.
Yep.
Like, is somebody doing like a rib sandwich or a good
McDonald's
barbecue
does. It's called
pork.
a McRib.
Yeah. Okay.
No. That's not even real meat.
There's no drive-through. There's no drive-through at Hamfest.
McRib is the Ted Radio of sandwiches.
Don't tell that to Shane.
Eric says, find the small businesses and do interviews with them.
Yeah.
Because those guys get forgot, unfortunately.
Because those guys they may have an Etsy store. They might be doing stuff on eBay or whatever, and they may have a great item that we all we all need another antenna. We all really do need another antenna. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah. Hey, we all need a reference mat from Quirky QRP.
Yeah, and those small businesses, they're going to the other Hamfests too. Maybe they're more localized to where that business is at and stuff. But you're not going to get Yaesu and ICOM or some of the big manufacturers. You're not going to get Tar Heel and these other going out to like all kinds of Hamfests. Like at the end of the day, and I know the ones that we have out in Western New York, you're not seeing a lot of those big retailers or manufacturers.
Right.
DX Engineering will sponsor maybe some giveaways or gift certificates and some stuff like that. But at the end of the day, a lot of it's the vendors are small retailers, and
right. Hey, Mike, tell us all. You know what else I want to know? I give a lot of kudos, and this takes extra help to do it, but I like it. When these Hamfests set up an area, you go before you buy that used radio, you get to plug it in, make sure it works.
Test it.
It powers up. They'll throw it on a dummy load for you to make sure it's putting out the manufacturer specs on the output power. If there's some VHF equipment that you're looking at, throw it on the Weather Channel. 162 dot whatever is a local, transmitter out and that neck of the woods. Always a good way if something is working. Just don't take an HT from your HT to that HT, 2 feet away and says it works. That we all know that's not always true. You want to hear that receiver. If they have an antenna somewhere and you can just listen. Let's say that again, if E-Cars is going on, or 14.3 is rolling, or the boys on 7.200 are rag chewing, that's a whole nice, really nice. And kudos to those hamfests that do it. That takes extra hard work, but that's so deeply appreciated.
Absolutely. Also, make sure you go check out those guys at Reliance Antennas, because I hear they're going to be there this year. So,
are they going to?
I think he's going to be there. I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Oh man,
Eric can prove me wrong, but I believe Matt said he's going to go out to Hamvention. So
yeah, I know he's going to be at HamX in Massachusetts this summer.
Eric proved me wrong, I didn't think not Hamvention.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, HamX, good.
I just lied to everybody. So.
Yeah, he'll be at HamX. Cool.
So
thank you guys for the ideas.
Troy says another Baofeng and an $18 corn dog. So
yeah,
another Baofeng or $18 corn dog.
Or do both, because you can probably get that Baofeng for $5.
Yeah.
Hey, is it a Northeast thing? But do you guys across the country do like clam fritters, or
they make a shot for food? That?
No,
wrong thing, Shane.
Like sea creatures.
Yes.
You take like a quahog clam and some clam juice, and you put it in that corn dog.
I thought he said clam critters. I'm sorry.
No. You throw it in a deep fryer, man. Those things they're like lead sinkers, but they're fantastic. They're fantastic. Steve says possum dogs.
No. Hey.
Oh, you guys got to come out to New England here. You guys got to figure out this.
I would love to have some chowder out there. Absolutely,
chowder, man. That's right. Good chowder, not potatoes. Not chowder.
No,
I got chowder, but it has some clam in it.
Right.
I'm strictly Manhattan, bro. I go for the red.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
You can go to Sonic and get a corn dog.
Scout 75 says pork fritters around his neck.
There you go.
Okay.
And to Mike, same thing with ham radio equipment. You do your chowder like how you do your chowder. Even if I don't agree with it. You want that Manhattan stuff, you can enjoy it.
When I've been out in Maine or other places, I'll get New England, but it is what it is.
Eric says, bring my balloon and we'll talk. I'm telling you, dude, Huntsville, if I could, it won't be this year, but if I could line up something next year, I'm trying to get my my commercial rating done by July. So if I could get that done
Huntsville's
next
August,
year,
bro.
I got to go to Yellowstone in July too. And going to Yellowstone trumps going to Huntsville. So I'm not one of these mega tubers where I can go to 500 shows a year. So I have to be a little choosy. And I chose Yellowstone because I wanted to take my new tent and go up and see all that kind of good stuff. So next year, maybe, I think.
You can bring the tent to Huntsville.
I don't want to bring the tent to Huntsville.
You could truck camp there.
But then I got to drive all the way over to Huntsville after I've already drove to Yellowstone. It's a lot of driving in 1 year.
You used to be a truck driver.
Well,
I know. I've learned my lesson. I don't do that anymore.
I know. You said it a couple of weeks ago. All the white lines and all the yellow lines. I forgot how you said it, but it was so funny because I was on the highway.
Keep it between the mustard and mayonnaise.
And the mustard.
When you're driving down the highway and you get sleepy, just keep it between the mustard and mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Lou says there's a balloon festival thing happening here in Huntsville. See if you can get the trash pandas. That would be great because I happen to have a raccoon that I could bring.
Uncle Tony, get him in. Get him in there, Uncle Tony. Yep. Go talk to somebody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're almost at the top of the hour, so I would like to start putting the bow on this. Oh, hold on. Put a bow on this thing. Yeah. So
that was good. That's funny.
Let me work on that while Mike, thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
Being here. I'm gonna put a bow on this while you put a bow on the show. So
I was gonna say the bow ties were his fault. Just so everybody knows.
You started it looking good. You started it looking good for a POTA. You raised the bar.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's like what you were talking about earlier is like you got a park near you, and I got a bunch of parks near me. You know, and especially when I travel for work, I'll throw my 705 bag in the car, and when I have time, you know, given work, family, and everything else, when I got time, I'll go out. I might only go out for a half hour, 45 minutes. I might be able to go out for a couple hours, but when I got time, I'm going to go. And if that means that I'm out there in a suit and a tie or whatever, and hey, I don't care. Like I'm out there having fun playing radio and stuff like that. And, there's, I love the hobby, and it's so much fun. So when I can find the time, I'm going to make it happen. Sometimes it's short notice or whatever, but it is what it is. And it's funny, the reaction that, you know, you do a video, or you post a picture of yourself out, you know, doing POTA, and you got a shirt and a tie or whatever on, and everyone goes crazy. And
then you become a topic of the POTA Facebook group.
Yeah. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's all about, you know, it's all about that F word. It's fun, you know, and I'm certainly not comfortable being out in like the wildlife areas in the state forest when I got like nice shoes and and you know, a suit or whatever on. But you know, that's how I especially if I'm traveling, how I've got the opportunity to go activate some new parks and even some, you know, ATNOs and stuff like that. So you know, you kind of you play the hand you're dealt and roll with it. So
there you go. You know what I want you to do? I got a video idea for you. I'm a big James Bond guy. I love all the movies, okay? There were so many great scenarios where James Bond, I don't care who the Bond was, he comes out of he comes out of the water and he quickly puts on the tux. You got to do something like that. You got to come, you know, all grunge.
Put the tux on before you come out of the water. Just saying from experience.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll hear about it for years.
I've joked with Simon that sometimes Simon and I got to coordinate like dual live streams where we both go out in the suits or the tuxes and activate on 160.
There you go.
I mean, I started looking at antennas for 160 just for that, and I mean it'd be good because you'd get us on both coasts, so you'd have an opportunity, you know, given the propagation for 160 and stuff. Something like that would be fun. We'll see. You know, I've only made a couple contacts on 160. I haven't done much there.
I've never worked the gentleman's band.
And the way I did it, I used, and you have the 7300. I put it in emergency mode when I had an 80 meter end fed and tuned the crap out of it.
Oh, there you go.
But you know, 50 watts and then 130 feet of wire. It worked, you know, and so we'll see. I want to do something better though for 160. So that's something to look at. We'll see. And I think 160 is more in the winter though. Like I think that's a better season for it and stuff. So we got some time.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
We'll make it happen. But yeah, fun. Get out there, have fun. Enjoy.
Absolutely. Izzo, over to you, man.
Hey, I got nothing much. Great time tonight, as always. Going to keep on POTAing on. I got to get my my Reliance antenna hooked up. We're going to do that tomorrow. It's going to be a rainy day. So I'm going to work in the garage, get that thing ready so I can throw that in the POTA bag, and just going to start having some fun, man. We're starting thinking about Memorial Day here in Connecticut, thinking about doing a friends and family shindig, kind of just throw the tents up in the backyard and whoever shows up. And
you already have a tent up in the backyard.
No, this one's coming down. I'm talking about the party tent. This is I'm talking about the party tent. So. But just going to POTA on everybody, and appreciate everybody working me today. The 6 contacts we made. Thank you.
All 6 of you. I appreciate the shit.
All 6 of you. You were all 3-3, but guess what? You still made it in the line.
I was spinning the dial listening for you, but I couldn't hear you.
It was a tough one. We'll get you next time, man. You never know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You never know.
The bands will come back, I promise.
They all come back.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right, Steve, over to you, man.
Just out there having fun. Like I said, I've got Rolling to Remember.
Are you saying ham radio is fun?
Oh, always.
Oh no. Oh no.
Don't say that word.
Yeah.
He said it.
Put the 857 in the truck with the ATOS, and I worked a POTA station mobile.
Nice.
So he gave me a 5.7, but I'm not seeing it in my hunter log. So,
hey, dude, share some pictures of how you mounted the ATOS, because, like I told you, I'm looking maybe in the fall, winter. I might
breed love.
You know. Okay, but still, I want to see your pictures. I want to see pictures because I'm always looking at pictures for ideas. So,
Steve, with the 857 and the ATOS, that'll do 2 meters and 70 centimeters too, right?
If I put the duplexer on it,
okay.
I have another mount for the 2 meter 70 centimeter that's going to be through a signal stock antenna, right at the third brake light. So yeah, we're not going to talk about the price tag on that mount. That one hurt.
That one hurt a little bit.
But yeah.
Oh, please. We always say that. That's the greatest line
this year.
That's the greatest line
I don't think
in
we can
radio.
use the signal stock up in the Northeast because of the cold. You can get away with that down there.
It might bend a little.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I'm working on a few different videos. Hope I will have something out before next week. Might actually have something out next Tuesday. But we'll see. Might get on the Tuesday night playlist again.
Hey, big shout out to those guys.
Yes.
If you're not part of that group. Every Tuesday night before the Clubhouse, there is a group of amateurs that put out, or amateur radio operators that put out amateur radio content on YouTube, and they precede us. So always check the description of the video here. Hopefully they will send me links to the playlist so that everyone who is in that playlist, I can share that stuff to you guys. But always check the description for that playlist for other content prior to. I think Mike and Freddie Mac and a couple other folks, if you follow them on social media, you'll be able to see that the playlist is posted once it's ready to go. And Shane remembers to add the Clubhouse link to that.
I was gonna say, Mike, everybody creates their own playlist, don't they? And
just it's pretty decentralized. It started out as just Scout and I, and then it's growing. Now I think we got like 16 or so guys in the group. It's definitely growing. It's great to see each other help. All of us help each other out. But it's definitely growing.
Twitter. If you follow us on Twitter, Ham Radio Clubhouse on Twitter X, whatever, we forward that, guys. So if you guys can't find it or whatever, follow us on Twitter, and then you'll see them. Then you should be following them on Twitter. So there you go.
Right. So you get that update yourself.
Yep. And others will share it to, whether it's Instagram, their Facebook accounts, whatever. We put it out there, but just go to any of our channels. You see the playlist.
Perfect.
Yep. And I'm looking right now. There's 15 of us in that list.
Nice. Yeah, so. Well, I've got a bunch of videos that I need to film as I'm looking over here at my stash of radios, and there's a test equipment that I need to show. That's going to be, hold on. That's coming out of spot here. So anyway, I'm filming them, I promise. But I'm not one of those that will just get a radio and then the same day the radio comes in, record a video. I want to use the radio, find a good use case for it, and then share that with you guys. So my content doesn't come out very quickly. I don't have time for that stuff. It's a hobby for me, just like amateur radio. So you'll get it when you get it, and it'll be there, I promise, at some point. So, but yeah, that's all I've got. Everybody can wave at the camera. We will give the beer snack 73, and we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
No, 3 guys.